Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
As it was in the legend of St. George and the Dragon, the European Union is nothing less than a plague-wielding dragon, feeding on the welfare of the European people. And as it was in that very same legend, those that chose to remain under the dragon's control would vote to turn over everything to that dragon. And now, that dragon is on a short leash, meekly begging for a second chance so it can destroy everything in its path. Kurt Nimmo writes, "The establishment is pushing a buyer's remorse narrative in the wake of Brexit, and the globalist George Soros is leading the charge." Soros said during the annual meeting of the European Council of Foreign Relations, "It was in general what you call buyer's remorse. It included everyone, the people who voted for leave, those who voted for remain, and those who didn't vote." According to Soros, the British people are not serious about leaving the EU. They simply want to express their discontent with their political situation in Europe. And now that Brexit is a reality, they are demonstrating buyer's remorse. The corporate media has adopted Soros's narrative.
Is there any chance of a second referendum? Is there any going back?
There's a lot of buyer's remorse, and there's a lot of concern amongst the Remainers, obviously.
ABC News points to a Survation poll conducted for the Mail on Sunday after the Brexit vote. It claims of the 17.4 million who voted to leave, 1.1 million actually wished they had voted Remain. And the New York Times went one step further and offered various ways to renege on the vote. For instance, the new Prime Minister might refuse to invoke Article 50 of the European Union's governing treaty and instead act like the vote never happened.
Because if we're going to wait for a successor to David Cameron, further thinking, and we're not going to invoke Article 50 or start the serious renegotiation of our trade relationship until later on this year, actually that is a period of indecision.
Another escape hatch might be the parliaments of Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales refusing to approve Brexit. On Monday, an online petition calling for a second vote had 3.8 million signatures. Paul Manafort, Donald Trump's campaign manager, said Brexit represents a rejection of globalism and faceless bureaucrats ruling the lives of millions of people. However, globalist shill President Barack Obama would have the American people led astray yet again.
I think it's important to remember that Mr. Trump embodies global elites and has taken full advantage of it his entire life, and so he's hardly a spokesperson for a legitimate spokesperson for a populist surge from working class people on either side of the Atlantic.
Meanwhile, the humiliated, arrogant swine running the EU are unveiling their blueprint for an EU superstate. Nothing less than a sovereign corroding ultimatum that would propose that member EU countries would lose their right to their own army, criminal law, taxation system, immigration system, and the illusion of the control of their central bank. An all-encompassing totalitarian state that has been in the works all along. The Express UK reports excerpts of the 9-page EU Superstate report were published today as the leaders of Germany, France, and Italy met in Berlin for Brexit crisis talks. In the preamble to the text, the two ministers write, "Our countries share a common destiny and a common set of values that give rise to an even closer union between our citizens." Immediately after the Brexit, many people in England texted, "What is the European Union?" Well, simply put, the European Union was created in 1955 at Bilderberg by the very same globalists that have risen to their current status as the enemy of humankind, fomenting quiet wars, utilizing a myriad of weapons in order to establish a new world order, which those very same globalists are incredibly close to finalizing. And now the rest of Europe is following Great Britain's lead. If the British people do fold under the weight of doom and gloom shelled out by the very globalists they're trying to escape from, and return like frightened children to their sociopathic mummy and daddy at the EU, the imaginary consequences the mainstream media would have the British people frightened of now would become very real in the near future, resulting in complete and total submission under a European superstate run by unelected bureaucrats in Brussels so arrogant and powerful, England would cease to exist. It is the EU that must cease to exist. John Bound for Infowars.com.
The knowledge of the ancients, tried and true, trusted herbs and extracts fused with the latest nutraceutical science. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend, crafted with over 14 key ancient herbs and extracts to supercharge and prepare your body for what experts admit is the most dangerous season of the year. We have rejected hundreds of other formulations in our quest to bring you what is simply the most powerful and comprehensive proprietary formula that we have ever created in the realm of herbal immunity. For the last 2 years, our team has been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to develop the ultimate nutraceutical formulation. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. Now is the time to secure Ancient Defense for you and your family. Visit ancientdefense.com or call 888-253-3139. That's ancientdefense.com.